7 quotes which inspire you in your daily life. All right, now, listen up. Life ain't always smooth sailing, but that's okay. See, every day is another opportunity to wake up, roll up your sleeves, and get after it. But sometimes we all need a little inspiration, something to keep us moving, to remind us why we're here. So I'm going to share 7 quotes today that'll lift your spirit and fuel your fire. Let's do this. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. All right, let's talk about something that trips up way too many folks. The idea that once you've made it, you can put your feet up, or that failure is the end of your story. Let me tell you right now, both of those are lies. Success isn't permanent, and failure ain't your tombstone. Life doesn't work like that. You see, success is a moment, not a destination. It's like a trophy, beautiful to look at, but you can't rest your whole life on it. You can't keep reliving that one big win thinking it's enough to carry you. Nah, life doesn't stop just because you reached a milestone. The world keeps spinning, and if you're not growing, you're shrinking. If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Success is amazing, but it's a checkpoint, not the finish line. Now, let's talk about failure. Oh, I know it stings. Nobody likes to fall flat on their face, but let me tell you something that'll set you free. Failure is just feedback. That's it. It's not some big bad monster sent to crush your dreams. It's a teacher, a mentor in disguise, showing you what doesn't work so you can figure out what does. You're not a failure because you failed. You're a failure only if you give up. Think about it. How many greats have we seen fall and rise again? Every success story you admire is built on a foundation of failures. Those moments where it looked like the end, they were just the beginning of something greater. And that can be your story too, if you let it. Enjoy life to the fullest. I pray that your success story is built on a foundation of failures. Those moments where it looked like the end, they were just the beginning of something greater. And that can be your story too, if you let it. Now, here's the real kicker. It takes courage to keep going, whether you're riding high or picking yourself up from the bottom. Courage to not settle for the success you've already achieved, and courage to stand back up after life knocked you down. Because here's the truth. Life doesn't stop testing you. Success will challenge your discipline, and failure will test your resilience. And both will ask you one question. How bad do you want it? Think about that. How bad do you want the life you're dreaming about? If you want it bad enough, you'll understand this. Success and failure are just chapters in your story. Neither one defines you, but how you respond to them does. So, what's your next move? Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. Let me drop something real on you today. Life doesn't magically improve just because you're wishing on a star or waiting for the universe to bless you. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Your life gets better when you decide to make it better. Period. Change doesn't knock on your door and say, hey, I'm here to fix everything. No, sir, change waits for you to grab the wheel and start driving. Here's the thing. Too many people sit around waiting for something to happen, waiting for that promotion, waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to come save them. And while they're waiting, life just keeps rolling by. Let me tell you something. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is good, don't get me wrong. It's what keeps you dreaming, keeps you motivated. But hope without action is just a fantasy. Change. Now, that's where the real power is. Change is uncomfortable. Change is scary. But let me tell you something else. Nothing worthwhile ever came from staying comfortable. If you want something different, you've got to do something different. You can't keep living the same way, making the same choices and expect a different result. That's not life. That's insanity. Think about it like this. If your life is a car, chances like sitting in the passenger seat, hoping the driver takes you somewhere great. But change is getting behind the wheel, setting the GPS, and saying, I'm taking control of this journey. Sure, the road might be bumpy. You might hit a few detours, but at least you're moving forward, and that's what counts. Now, let's get real for a second. Change isn't easy. It's going to cost you something. Your comfort, your old habits, maybe even some relationships. But the price of staying the same is so much higher. Because here's the truth. The longer you wait to change, the longer you wait to live the life you deserve. You don't have to flip your world upside down overnight. Change starts with one small decision, one shift in your mindset, one choice to do better, be better, live better. That's all it takes to spark a fire that can light up your entire life. So ask yourself, what's one thing you can change today? What's one step you can take to get closer to the life you've been dreaming of? Do what you can with what you have where you are. Listen up, because I need you to hear this loud and clear. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for all the stars to align. Stop waiting for that big break. Right now, with what you have and where you are, you've got everything you need to start. I don't care if you don't have all the resources, the perfect conditions, or even the support you think you need. What you've got right now is more than enough to get started. Let me tell you something. You will never get anywhere if you're always waiting for something else. There's never going to be a moment when everything falls into place perfectly. Life doesn't work like that. You've got to start with what you've got and work with it. The idea that you're waiting for more is just an excuse. You want a better job? Start where you are, work hard, and prove your worth. Have it want to lose weight? Start with one healthy meal today. You don't need the gym, the fancy equipment, or the perfect diet plan. You need action right where you are with what you have. You've got to make the most of the now, this moment, this day, this opportunity. You're waiting for the future, but your future is being built today with the choices you're making in this exact moment. Do you see the power in that? The power isn't in waiting for tomorrow, it's in taking action today. The resources you need are already within your reach. The people who can help you are already around you. Hey, the wisdom you need is already inside you. You've just got to tap into it. Look, if you keep sitting around saying, I'll do it when or I'll do it if, you're going to look back years from now and wonder where the time went. You'll wonder why you didn't get to where you wanted to go. And the answer will be clear, because you were waiting for conditions that would never come. The time is now. The place is where you are. And the ability to get started is already in your hands. Let me tell you this. You are more than capable right now. I don't care if you're working in a job you don't love or if your bank account isn't looking how you want it to. I don't care if you're dealing with struggles, because everybody has struggles. But what I do care about is that you make the decision today to do something with what you have. Stop complaining about what's missing and start working with what's in your hands. Maybe you don't have all the tools yet, but you've got a mind, you've got determination, you've got grit. Those things are way more powerful than any fancy gadget or title. So get busy. Do what you can with what you've got right where you are. This is your moment. This is your chance. If you don't take it, nobody else is going to hand it to you. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Now let me drop some truth on you today. Too many folks are out here comparing themselves to everyone else. They're looking at other people's journeys, their timelines, and they're feeling like they're falling behind. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter how slowly you're moving. What matters is that you keep moving at all. Look, life is a marathon, not a sprint. And too many of us get caught up in the speed of things. We see people around us getting ahead, achieving, and we think we're supposed to be right there with them. But here's the truth. Every journey is different. Some of us move fast, some of us move slow. But that doesn't determine our success. It's the consistency that counts. You've heard the saying, slow and steady wins the race, right? Well, it's true. It's not about how fast you go. It's about showing up every single day, putting in the work, and never giving up. Some days it's going to feel like you're barely moving, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you failed. That doesn't mean it's over. That means you're doing what you can at the pace that's right for you. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they have to make huge leaps all at once. They see other people's successes and want to skip the process. But let me tell you, it's the small steps that add up to big results. Every little bit you do today, every single day you show up, is a piece of the puzzle. And that puzzle is your success, is your dream. Don't worry if you're taking baby steps. Don't worry if it feels like you're inching toward your goals while others seem to be sprinting. Those folks who are sprinting, they might burn out faster than you think. But you're pacing yourself. You're going at your own rhythm, and the more consistent you are, the closer you'll get to the finish line. Let me remind you, the only way you truly fail is if you stop. You hear me? The only way you fail is if you quit. Don't worry about the pace, worry about the persistence. If you keep showing up, if you keep putting in that work, if you keep moving forward, even slowly, you're on the right track. So next time you feel discouraged, when you feel like the progress is too slow, just remember, as long as you're moving, you're winning. It doesn't matter if you're taking small steps, crawling, or even walking, you're still going in the right direction. And one day, when you look back, you'll see how far you've come. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Let me tell you something. The future is not some far-off thing that just happens to you. It's not something you sit around waiting for, hoping it'll unfold in your favor. The best way to predict your future is to get up and create it yourself, right here, right now, with the decisions you're making today. Too many people sit around thinking the future is something that just comes. But that ain't it. No one is coming to hand you a shiny future on a silver platter. You want to know what your future holds? You have to build it, brick by brick, day by day. You have to decide right now that you're going to take control and make the future you want to see. Listen, life doesn't owe you anything. The world doesn't owe you a favor, and it sure doesn't owe you success. But what you can do is go out there and put in the work. Take those dreams you've been holding on to and turn them into actions. Every decision you make today sets the stage for the life you want to live tomorrow. You're not waiting for some magic moment where everything falls into place. you're making it happen. And once we do that and we bless magic, think about all the people you admire, the ones who've achieved great things. They didn't sit back and hope things will work out. They created their own paths. They built their own futures. They looked at where they were and said, I refuse to stay here. And then they put in the effort to move forward. Let me be clear. Creating your future doesn't always mean a straight line. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be times you fail. There's going to be moments where you wonder if it's all worth it. But remember this, every failure is a lesson, and every lesson is a stepping stone toward the future you're building. You've got to keep pushing, keep creating, and keep believing that the future you envision is yours for the taking. Now, here's where it gets real. The future is not just about your career or your finances. It's about your relationships, your health, your mindset. You are creating your whole life, every area of it. If you want a better relationship with your family, create it. If you want better health, create it. If you want more financial freedom, create it. Don't sit around waiting for things to change. You are the architect of your destiny. So stop waiting for the right time. There's no such thing. The right time is right now. Don't sit back and let life happen to you. Go out there and make life happen for you. Get your hands dirty. Get to work. The best way to predict your future is to create it, one choice at a time. And you've got everything you need right now to make it happen. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Listen, I need you to hear this clearly. Happiness isn't something you can just find, and it sure isn't something that's going to fall into your lap. Too many of us are out here waiting for happiness to just show up at our door like a package from Amazon. But let me tell you something. Happiness is not a gift someone gives you. It's something you create. I know. It sounds like a lot, right? You're thinking, if only I had more money, or if only I had a better job, or if only I had the perfect partner. But the truth is, none of that stuff is going to bring you happiness if you're not already happy with yourself. Happiness comes from inside of you and is born from the choices you make, the attitude you carry, and the way you approach life. We've all been there, chasing after things, thinking that they're going to be the key to our happiness. Maybe you thought you'd be happy when you got that promotion, or when you bought that new car, or when you finally got that relationship you've been dreaming about. But let me tell you, those things might bring you temporary joy, but they're not going to fulfill you long term. Happiness is not a destination, it's a mindset. Here's the truth. Happiness is about making the choice to create joy in your life, no matter where you are or what's happening around you. It's about deciding to look for the good, to appreciate what you've got, and to find peace in the small moments. You can be happy right now, even in the middle of your struggles. It's not about having everything you want. It's about appreciating everything you have. And here's where it gets powerful. Happiness is contagious. When you choose happiness, you start to spread it. Your attitude changes, your energy changes, your interactions with others change. You start to see life differently. You start to realize that happiness isn't something that happens to you, it's something that happens through you. Now, I know it's not always easy. Life can throw you some curveballs. You might go through hard times. But even in those moments, you have the power to choose how you respond. You can choose to let circumstances drag you down, or you can choose to rise above them. And when you rise above, you start to see the blessings even in the toughest situations. I'm telling you, you have the power to create your happiness every single day. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's not about waiting for someone to make you happy. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I'm going to choose joy no matter what. That's how you build happiness. One action, one thought, one decision at a time. So today, right now, make a choice to create your own happiness. Do something for yourself. Help someone else. Laugh. Find something you're grateful for and really appreciate it. Happiness doesn't come ready-made. It comes from you. And once you realize that, you'll see that it was inside of you all along. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Let me tell you something right now. If you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody else done do it for you. You want to accomplish something in life, you want to reach those big dreams, it starts with one simple thing: believing you can. You see, the biggest obstacle standing between you and your success isn't the economy, it's not your circumstances, and it's not the competition. The biggest obstacle is your own doubt. No, I'm telling you, the moment you start believing in yourself is the moment you take the first step toward greatness. You might not have all the answers right now. You might not even have a clear plan. But if you believe you can, you're already halfway there. Why? Because belief is the foundation. Without belief, you're building on sand. But when you believe, when you truly believe, you start laying down the first solid brick of your future. Look, the road to success isn't a straight line. There's going to be bumps, there's going to be detours, you're going to face challenges. But here's the thing, believing in yourself gives you the courage to keep going when things get tough. It gives you the fuel to keep pushing forward when the odds are stacked against you. When you believe you can, the moment you hit a wall, you don't just give up, you find a way around it. When you believe you can, failure doesn't feel like the end of the road. It feels like an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to keep moving forward. There are people out there waiting for you to fail. There are critics, haters, and naysayers just sitting back, watching. And let me tell you this, their opinions don't matter. You don't need their permission to succeed. What you need is your own belief. When you believe in yourself, you stop looking for validation from others. You stop needing their approval. Your belief becomes your power. Now, I know it's not always easy. We all face moments of doubt. We all face moments where we wonder, can I really do this? And let me tell you, those moments will come. But when they do, you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, I believe in me. And that's all I need. If you want something bad enough, you have to be willing to believe in yourself first. Believe that you deserve it. Believe that you have what it takes. Even when the world tries to tell you otherwise, believe you can. And you're halfway there. The rest of the journey is just putting that belief into action. It's doing the work, staying focused, and never backing down. So no matter what your dreams are, no matter how big or small they seem, believe you can. That belief is the starting point, and with that belief, you can achieve anything. Because when you believe in yourself, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. Now, here's the deal. These aren't just quotes to memorize. These are truths to live by. Inspiration isn't something you find once. It's something you carry with you every single day. Write these down. Put them on your mirror, your fridge, or in your phone. And when life tries to knock you down, and trust me, it will, You pull these out and remind yourself who you are. You're strong, you're capable, and you're destined for greatness. Don't just listen to these words, live them. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the action you take today. Let's go get it.